Welcome back, subscribers, and welcome new viewers. Today I'm going to be doing a video reading from the Planet Book, and this will be transiting Pluto through natal first house. Okay, and I want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed, who like, and who share my videos, because that helps my whole channel to circulate to more and more individuals who need this information, just like you. And I want to thank again, always, each and every one of you for all of your continued support for my channel and for my new book that hopefully I will be publishing very, very soon to get out to all of you who have been asking about that. So it's still in process. I'm being as patient as I can too, but soon my hope is that I will be able to have it available for all of you by the end of this summer. Okay, and let's get started. Oh, I want to give a special thanks to Niki for enabling this video for me to post this for all of you who have this same transiting Pluto going through your first house. And first house, for those of you who don't know, also is the house of Aries, and Mars is the planet associated with Aries, which has to do with your energy, with your personal passion. Okay. Pluto through the first house. The archetype or theme of this process is to initiate new actions and desires that reflect the fact that a new cycle in evolutionary development is beginning. This period of time normally creates an identity crisis as the individual feels deep inner urges to break free from the past that binds him or her, or is perceived to prevent growth. And I want to say very quickly also, if any of you viewers have any planets natally in your first house right now, they will be conjuncting natal Pluto right now, and so that's going to also have an extra, depending on what planet that is, an extra effect. It's going to be exposing. Pluto will be coming through the first house generally for you personally and exposing things and assisting you in getting to the bottom so that you can have new beginnings and so that you can bring out anything that's blocking you. Again, to the core. Pluto goes to the core of an issue. So to the core of yourself, and then also if you have any natal planets, it will go to the core of those natal planets involved. Okay. This new evolutionary impulse is now operating on a very instinctive basis. Deep urges to break free impact upon the individual's consciousness. These urges are not well-formed thoughts. So they could be feelings, they could be just instinctual, survival, very personal, maybe even I'm getting from early childhood, or it could be even infant stage. Again, because that's Aries, that's the first house, and it is, like the author said, instinctual. Very primal is what I'm getting. Okay. Accordingly, the individual has no real way of knowing where these urges will lead. Some will experience them in a very fearful way because they seem to threaten the existing reality and foundations of their life. No amount of rational analysis will provide the answers. In fact, the analysis itself can interfere with the process. The key to handling these impulses positively is to simply follow the instincts themselves. If it feels right at a gut level, without one's knowing why, then to follow the urge to see where it leads. The understanding of why will occur after the fact. Conversely, if the instinct or urge feels wrong at a gut level, the key is to not follow them. The why will become known after the fact. Following the inner instincts and impulses in this way will lead the individual into the discovery of new paths and experiences that allow for the actualization of new dynamics and dimensions of the personality. And I'm being called to say what the author just said. If you're feeling, your instinctual feeling is wrong, I would even question that, especially if your north or south node is in the first house. So take a look at your nodes of the moon again, and if you don't know what your nodes of the moon are, with this Pluto going through your first house, you definitely, it's time. Pluto's asking you and demanding how Pluto demands, regardless of our feelings or wants or needs, to dig into your nodes of the moon now. So if that feels right for you and you are now, whether you're wanting to or not, if you have the nodes of the moon in your first house, I would definitely do that, because then that will explain what Pluto's trying to open up to you on a core level that has been subconsciously input in at birth. Again, that's the nodes of the moon. They're put in each one of our subconscious. So Pluto is coming around through the first house to have you become aware of what that subconscious south nodal program is for you specifically, so that you can take care of it, so that you can go beyond that blockage. Okay. And then you will be able to see what Pluto's bringing up from your subconscious. What the reader said, the author said to be instinctual issues coming up that you don't know consciously. Okay. So if you'd like help, if you want to know, if you don't already know, or if you do know and you want written copies of your nodes of the moon right now, just let me know. Send me an email and I will definitely do that. And you can also look back in my playlist in my past video readings of different nodes of the moon, because I believe I have like 28, 32, something like that. A lot of them now in the houses and in the zodiac signs. Okay. Following the inner instincts and impulses in this way will lead the individual into the discovery of new paths and experiences that allow for the actualization of new dynamics and dimensions of the personality. A common reaction to this process is to feel angry, anxious, restless, and impatient. Again, a common reaction to this process is to feel angry, anxious, restless, and impatient. The individual may inappropriately project these feelings upon others or upon situations perceived as restricting growth. Or the individual can be angry at himself or herself for the self-created conditions that now lead to a sense of containment and confinement. Anger can manifest itself for no apparent reason. anger that has been suppressed in this or other lives. I'm going to say that one again. Anger can manifest itself for no apparent reason. Anger that has been suppressed in this life or other lives. It's not uncommon during this evolutionary process to draw circumstances into one's life that arouse anger, or to draw others who suddenly exhibit anger reactions toward the individual for no apparent reason. When these conditions occur, the most common cause is unresolved or residual karma with those involved in such interactions. Very, very big, very big. From an evolutionary perspective, these circumstances or conditions create an opportunity wherein the individual can uncover and experience the basis of his or her anger. So don't feel bad. This is coming out for you so that you can take care of it and you can get to those subconscious, those places that have been hidden for you that are holding that personal anger for you, whether it's present in this life or a past life. And I'm also getting for some of you ancestral. Accordingly, they offer the opportunity to purge this anger from the individual psyche. In addition, a karmic opportunity is at hand to resolve old issues in which anger is being received from or projected upon other people. In worst case scenarios, physical violence can erupt. The individual may be the victim of an attack or be the attacker. Again, don't feel bad. This is coming into your life in this extreme way so that you have a chance to take care of it. And obviously, viewers, all of you who are listening to this now, you were sent to listen to this so that you can know where this is coming from, so that you now can take care of this once and for all. If so, this kind of situation will be connected to some residual karmic issue rooted in prior actions. So again, I have to say, if you have your nodes of the moon in the first house, I'm getting even in Aries and or the first house, because that has everything to do with the first house, and planets in your first house. Extremely, extremely essential. Especially, and it will be even more, it will be bringing this and more than what this is saying, having to do with the specific planets that are involved in your first house, natal planets, and or your nodes of the moon right now. Exposing that for you, bringing that up to your conscious awareness so that you can work through that. Okay. It is not uncommon during this evolutionary process to experience problems in relationships, both intimate and casual ones. Problems will always occur through relationships that prevent growth for the individual. It is not uncommon when the individual fears and resists the necessary process of initiating new actions and desires, leading to independent self-discovery for a partner, mate, close friend, or parent, to induce confrontations that force the individual to break free and become more independent and self-assertive. In some cases, a partner may leave or may even die to induce this necessary growth process. On the other hand, If the individual consciously desires to break free in some way, but perceives the partner, friend, or parent as holding him or her down, then the individual will initiate the confrontations leading to a potential break. And again, I am being led to say, so if this is what's happened or is happening or will happen in the near future for you, whether you're breaking from a confrontation results in order to break up a relationship, whatever that relationship is, parent, friendship, or romantic partner, it's because that relationship was blocking you from further growth. But now you can see where it's coming from. And so anything that you might have, of course, don't feel bad. Any arguments, anything you might have said or they might have said to you or you them was not the original cause. It was not the root of the cause. It was Pluto, transiting Pluto through your first house and or any planets and or your north or south nodes of the moon also in your first house. And again, some of you, again, might have had a partner, whether it was a parent, a friend, or a romantic partner recently die because it was blocking your growth. So I know that, and that's very traumatic. Any type of breakup is traumatic, and a death is a final trauma. So I'm so sorry for any of you who are going through that or who have recently gone through that or will go through that in the near future. But again, now you can see this was all for your positive growth so that your soul can move forward where it couldn't before. So hopefully you could put that, when you're ready, put that in its proper place and see that it's transiting Pluto is a very harsh, and it's going to, again, it doesn't matter. It's going to stir things up on a root level and get rid of things, no matter what that is, no matter how it does it. And again, Pluto's very extreme, and it's dealing with death and rebirth. It's dying and rebirth. So, because that's the Scorpio, that's a natural planet for Scorpio, is Pluto. And it does it on a core level, whether we like it or not. So, okay. A few people will even have friends and partners who will encourage this process. In addition, this process can promote the experience of being hit on by others who find the individual attractive or compelling. In certain cases, old lovers or friends may reemerge in the individual's life to prompt emotional, intellectual, physical, or spiritual reactions that lead to new discoveries regarding his or her inner dynamics and needs. There are many reasons the individual can experience being hit upon by others who are expressing interest and attraction. For example, the individual may feel something is lacking within an existing relationship. The inner experience of lack creates an inner vibration that is projected into the external environment. Like throwing a fishing line into the water, the individual attracts others who will reflect his or her desires and needs that are not being fulfilled in the existing relationship. If the individual feels a gut response to follow such an attraction, then he or she should also be very honest and tell the current partner about it to avoid creating negative karma for all concerned. If the individual is unattached, then the key is to simply, quote unquote, go for it. If the attraction feels right at a gut level, the duration of this kind of liaison is not important. The quality of the experience is what counts. New discoveries and self-knowledge will occur. On the other hand, if the individual is already in a relationship that he or she feels is right for them, that supports the necessary growth, this kind of experience can simply serve as a test to determine their ability to remain committed, or it can serve to finish up old business in issues with the person or persons who manifest themselves in the individual's life. Again, there are many possible reasons for this kind of situation. An overall determination of the entire evolutionary karmic dynamics must be made in each case to understand why this is happening and what to do about it. Sexual confrontations and difficulties can also develop during this evolutionary process. The individual's sexual nature commonly intensifies during this period of time. Some will experience sexual limitations or problems associated with existing relationships that may lead to sexual attractions to others who may be perceived as fulfilling unmet needs. For others, this process can promote hypnotic and instinctive sexual attractions, or the individual can draw others who are sexually attracted to them. These attractions can be very compelling. Some people will make new discoveries about the nature of their sexuality. In general, a metamorphosis of sexual identity will occur during this time. New experiences, directions, or expressions of the individual's sexual nature and identity allow for new dimensions of self-discovery. This process can be very positive if the individual follows the new impulses. Physical problems may also develop during this evolutionary process. These problems can manifest themselves in the adrenal glands, muscles, blood, toxic or unbalanced white and red blood cells, counts, head, intestine, colon, liver, prostate, cervix, ovaries, womb, and the lumbar or navel chakra. Accidents causing physical problems are also possible. Underlying these physical problems is the need to examine whatever is preventing growth and to take the steps necessary for a new growth. In so doing, health can be regained. The point is that the body has manifested a problem whose real origin lies in the individual's existing psychological structure and reality. These kinds of problems only occur when resistance manifests itself with respect to implementing the necessary life changes. So again, don't feel bad, but now you can see where those of you who are having those physical problems in your body, now you can see why. And now you know, and could be getting for some of you why you are drawn to listen to this video now, is because now you can and you are ready to find out what psychological, what subconscious problems that you haven't been able to take care of that are creating those physical problems, where they're coming from, so you can get to the root now. And I'm being called to say again, nodes of the moon, for those of you who haven't taken a look, or if you have, that is possibly where you need to definitely concentrate on for some of you. It's what I'm getting. Okay, and if that sounds right for you, by all means do that, and I can help you if you like. And that's what I'm here for. I specialize in that. I'm an astrologer. If you don't already know, it's beyond 27 years, and I specialize in the nodes of the moon. Okay. Whatever the specific events associated with Pluto moving through the first house, most people feel anxious, impatient, and restless because they sense that something new must happen in their life. What is it? This question can produce inner fear of not finding whatever it is. Again, the key is to follow the instincts. Whatever it is will be discovered in that way. In all cases, these new directions, instincts, and impulses will involve the main karmic evolutionary dynamic within the birth chart. And the main karmic evolutionary dynamic for all of us is our nodes of the moon. Okay. In general, then, this evolutionary process symbolizes that the soul wants to initiate and implement new directions, desires, and actions that will lead into new discoveries and dimensions within the individual. For some, this dynamic may maybe it's acquire, but that's not the word. The word is require breaking with certain aspects or dimensions that are linked with an old response. So breaking of that old response, approach, or attitude from the past. And Pluto, again, will not stop. It will not stop. It's determined. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about your physical issues that it causes. All it cares about is breaking that root, again, past, attitude, response, approach, whatever it is. South Node, because the South Node has everything to do with the past and what we are supposed to go beyond. Whether it's your ancestral past, whether it is recent past and just in this life, it doesn't matter. But it's having to do with you specifically, the first house, you, and Aries, me, mine, myself, is what Aries stands for. In either case, the eruption will produce change in some or all areas of the individual's life. Okay, so that's all I have for you, and I hope this was helpful. And again, please feel free to call on me, to email me with any of your questions. If you'd like a copy of this, what I just read, or anything of my past video readings, let me know. Send me an email, because I need your email in order to send a copy back to you. Okay? Until next time. Bye.